The last at 45 and 44, they've been moving them back and forth there in that backfield.
Left leg.
It's looked like a train station. 3 on, 3 off. 4 on, 4 off.
And now Hansen does come out of the ball game again. And they line up Andrashko in the backfield. And this time they hand it to Lee. Down inside the 20-yard line before he's brought down by Aiken.
A little counter trap play from that power I formation. Starts out to the right. Lee steps back, takes it to the left with the pulling guard escorting him.
Menomonie with that huddle, and they break out of that very quickly and sprint to the line, Ken.
Well, they don't want to let you get set defensively on their formation, and they'll take a quick count, too, and get off the ball. So you really got to be prepared for them and be ready for anything that might transpire.
Probably 80% of the time in this game, they've been going right on that quick count, haven't even bothered. They just first noise.
If you need it later on, you go on a double count and pull the defense offside because they're fired up and ready to go.
3rd and short, and the ball's straight ahead.
That's Andrashko.
Looked like Andrashko. They've been alternating each play. Andrashko and Hansen have been alternating in the fullback position.
16-yard line. Where it'll be 1st and 10.
They're changing bodies but running the same formation. I don't know what the purpose of that is.
And here comes Hansen out of the ball game. First and 10 from the 16. And that's Andrashko, but this time he's not going to get much. Interesting strategy here by Joe Labuda. We haven't seen this the whole game. Now all of a sudden each play he's alternating 2 or 3 guys in.
Gonna tire those poor guys out just running back and forth in the huddle.
2nd and 10, 9:12 to go in the game.
There's a method to his madness. We just haven't seen it yet.
There's the pitch to Lee looking for some room, and he's going nowhere. Jason Reeder and a whole bunch of Warhawks right there.
They've done a nice job of shutting that down. The last 2 Menomonie possessions when they've attempted that, Germantown has really read it and got a lot of people out. You can see that on a replay here. They're pulling people, and there's a lot of bodies in front of Lee, but Germantown counters that with a number of people of their own.
Mark Flukoff there, and then Reeder made the contact to bring him down. So it's 3rd and 15.
Got an eye with the slot to the right here. Counter play.
The end around to Jeff Culhane, looking for some room, but a pretty good job of recovering by Germantown.
Yeah, Culhane lined up in a slot to the wide side and then came back after a fake hand tailback.
Jason Reeder running over to make the tackle, so it'll bring up a 4th down and 10. Let's see what Menomonie is going to do. All on the 16-yard line, so you're looking at about a 33-yard field goal if they want to go for it. But with the way the Germantown defense has been blocking field goals, Menomonie wants to talk things over. And while they talk things over, we'll take a break and step aside. Back with more WIAA football after these messages from our statewide sponsors.
Since 1897, the name Jostens has stood for excellence, quality, and service in creating products for special achievement and exceptional performance. Jostens is proud of their partnership with Wisconsin high schools in helping preserve the memories of a lifetime. Celebrating a century of craftsmanship and customer service, Jostens continues its commitment to innovation and teamwork. When the occasion is special, rely on Jostens. Jostens, the choice of champions.
Back at Camp Randall, where Menomonie lining up for a 32-yard field goal. Al Hartung in plenty of distance and good. So the Indians get a little insurance, and with 7:52 left, go on top 23-7. So now you're looking at 2 scores with a pair of 2-point conversions. It makes it pretty tough for a Germantown.
Yeah, you're going to have Menomonie help you, and they don't like to do that. So I don't think you can expect any turnovers or shoddy plays by them, and that's really what you need when you're down this far. You can get a score on your own, but you need some help.
We may take a look at Phil Datka there on the sideline, and we've been talking about this. They've gone almost exclusively to the pass, and now it's 7:52 left. They're almost forced to keep it in the air.
And that just alerts everybody in the Menomonie team to pin back their ears and come after you.
Hartung, who just kicked the field goal, is going to kick it away. We'll see if he kicks it away. Thomas back there along with Golly.
Yeah. I know, it's kind of scary.
And he'll kick it towards the out of bounds, but a flag is down. Looked like one of the Germantown, or one of the Menomonie players might have taken off just a little bit too early.
Which incurs the wrath of Coach Labuda. That was enough to take his cap off and flip it to the ground.
Well, Joe Labuda has really built a powerhouse at Menomonie. The kids in Menomonie start playing football while Menomonie's playing a football game. They have jam-packed crowds at their stadium. You see kids, little 4th and 5th graders playing football on the side. They've really got a nice program going there.
Yeah, he's really done a great job since he's been there. Always been an outstanding coach. Manages to inspire and motivate kids. He has big numbers. Does an excellent job in the weight room. Just about one of the finest coaching jobs and finest football programs in the state of Wisconsin.
At the same time, he keeps an eye on his kids academically, too. The team grade point average for Menomonie, 3.4. Good student athletes here. Thomas has the ball go through his legs. Finally gets the handle on the 7-yard line. Oh, my, what a hit. Woo, that was number 51, Jimmy Ferguson, with the slam on Thomas.
He whacked him a good one, darn near cut him in half. You'll see it. Thomas has trouble finding a handle on the ball. It kind of slips through his legs. Then when he does recover, he's got to find a place to run, and while he's looking up to run, Ferguson comes with darn near decapitation. Watch it coming right here.
Ouch.
Ooh. Hit him full chest.
That's how I used to hit those guys.
Germantown on their own 10-yard line. 7:44 to go. Need to get something going. The pitch to Thomas, nothing doing. Bryce Anderson with the initial penetration.
They have just sealed everything up there. They shut the door to the outside, and now they've just got some people coming in on pursuit in the off-tackle hole, and there's nothing there. To begin the game with, they cut the outside off, but Germantown was able to get that soft toss and get off tackle with it, but now there's nothing off tackle either. It's just Gump City.
2nd and 13. Aiken is the lone setback. Croak going to the air, looking for Reeder, and he's going to draw a flag. It looked like the linebacker, Jeff Schlosser, might have had a hand on him.
Yeah, he jumped on his feet. The guy beat him to the inside, and he did about the only thing he could do. Grabbed him.
It might not have been a bad penalty because Reeder, he had Reeder, and Reeder had some open field in front of him, too.
Yes, he did.
So they'll mark off 15 yards. That'll get Germantown out of the hole a little bit.
15 yards is always better than 6 points.
Croak, the 6'5" junior. Looking to the outside and through the hands of Golly. A little bit of pepper on that one.
Yeah, he overthrew him a little bit, too. You need a big play here. Somehow, some way, just anybody make it. Step up and make a play for us now. Well,
it's been kind of a tough morning and afternoon for Croak. see if he can get something going. 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Double slot.
Leader in motion. Handoff inside, and nothing doing there. It looked like Andrasko on the initial hit.
Yeah, it was. They put a man in motion to the right, and they were going to bring back Thomas with a counter play, but Andraska jumped in the hole, defeated a block, and just made the tackle.
You said earlier in this telecast that Germantown missing one of its top offensive linemen, Terry Stevens, who's made a commitment to Wisconsin already, but they lost him in that Cudahy game, and it's a big member of that offensive line.
Yeah, I think they obviously miss him, and you can see in the interior line where they're getting beat right now. They could use him. On top of that, they lost their fullback, Cotton, midway through the second quarter, and I think that's hurt him somewhat too.
Crow trying to turn the corner, and he's not going to get anywhere. Tripped up by Bryce Anderson. Anderson hot on the pursuit.
Last week they beat a bigger team than them in Portage, but they weren't as quick and physical as Menomonie. So it's one thing if you're big, but if you're big and you can run, you're in trouble.
You look at Bryce Anderson here. Here's a guy who's playing with a broken right arm and a broken left hand since the 3rd game of the season. You see his right arm there. He's got that soft cast on. Hasn't let it bother him one bit.
He's had a pretty good ball game today.
Croat with a line drive punt. Lee has it on the 48. Looking for some running room, but a nice play by Jason Reeder to stop him in his tracks.
Good coverage by Reeder. He turned the corner and made the tackle.
We've got 5:25 to go in this Division II state championship game. Back with more football after these messages from our statewide sponsors.
Everything were guaranteed like cable service?
Sorry to keep you waiting. Here's $20.
I'm sorry your table wasn't ready. Your dinner will be free.
It would be nice, but only your cable company offers you these guarantees. On-time service appointments or $20 refund. Guaranteed. And on-time installation or it's free. Guaranteed. Too bad everything isn't guaranteed like cable service.
Sorry we're late, folks. This flight will be free.
He's not a star on his neighborhood softball team. And his work at the annual barbecue wasn't very impressive. But around here, he's still a hometown hero. You see, he's the local Farm Bureau insurance agent. For auto, home, and property protection, and for life insurance that can help protect your family's financial security, call a Farm Bureau insurance agent today. Living beside you, working for you.
Menomonie 5 minutes and 25 seconds away from winning its 3rd state championship. The odd years have been pretty good to Menomonie. 93 they won it, 95, and they're on the way to a championship in 97. The ball at the 50-yard line. And the handoff goes to Hansen straight up the middle, and he's got some running to check that. That was number 25, Travis Smith into the ball game.
Travis Smith.
So Travis Smith gets his first carry of the game, but penalty marker down, so they're going to tack on some yardage.
Little inside trap off a toss action. Fresh legs in the game now, and Smith picks up a first down plus a penalty tack down for, is that face mask?
Looked like a face mask. That'll bring it all the way down to the 20-yard line. Smith, the 5'8" senior, 152-pounder, getting his first carry of the game. Breaks the ball all the way down to the 23-yard line. Morales the pitch to Lee. Big hole all the way down to the 13-yard line. Boy, that hole just opened up for him.
Like the parting of the Red Sea, and Lee showed some nice balance there, cutting back in a little bit to pick up some more yardage.
Brzezinski brought him down, but take a look at that offensive line doing some nice work.
There's a little cross black there. You see Schofield fold in and turn it out, and there's no one there. In fact, he ran into his own man. There's that little balance trick I talked about. Nice play by Lee. Big hole by the line. They block down and let Schofield bounce outside, and then they lead up with him.
1st and 10 from the 13. Menomonie looking to put it away. And the inside handoff all the way down to the 4-yard line is more fresh legs. Chris Garnsworthy now into the ball game.
That was that inside trap again. They do a little full block and kick out with pulling guard, and I should say it's a tackle, and run him back, kind of slicing back across the green.
Joe Labuda letting a couple of his other seniors get some carries here at this state championship game. Garnsworthy with his first carry. 2nd and short after the 8-yard pickup. And the inside handoff, this time it'll be Jason Andrasco. Very close to that first down.
He's substituting quite a bit now with 36 seniors. It takes some coaching to get them all in the game. And that's what he's attempting to do now.
These last 2 possessions he has really been making. He's been shuttling them in and out. And then Travis Smith comes back into the ball game. So 3rd and about a foot. And this time it's the fullback Brent Hadson, and he has the first down. Well, Menomonie will be looking at 1st and goal, and well in control of this game now, on their way to their 3rd state football championship.
It's been a remarkable run for him since I think he's been on board since '89, and I don't know how many times they've been in the playoff, but like you said, he's going to collect his 3rd state championship this year.
They won the state in '93 and '95, the semis in '92, lost to the finals in '94. They're used to being in the big game. Andrasco with the end around and down at about the 1-foot line.
That's a play they ran earlier in the game where they use a double fake to the fullback and the tailback, and Andrasco from a wing position comes all the way around it. Been very effective for him. Here we have it on a replay. 1, 2, there comes Andrasco.
So just about a foot away from the touchdown, and Morose is going to keep it himself. And he's in for the score. Menomonie a little icing on the cake here with 2:45 to go. Now on top 29-7. That kind of puts things away.
Good night, nurse.
That Menomonie defense made some adjustments, and the offense just kind of wearing Germantown down.
Yeah, I think it became evident when Coach Dadka elected to throw the ball a little bit more that they just about packed in their running game against that defensive line of Menomonie, and then when they know you have to throw, you put on the blitzes and the rushes, and it makes it much more difficult for you. And the more you get behind, the more you got to attempt to get back into it. So you're
It's try for 2. Hanson bowls his way near the goal line, but did not get in for the score. So it'll remain 29-7. Menomonie now 2:45 away from the Division II championship. Been a pretty good year for Germantown too. I mean, they had some big wins along the way here, particularly like winning the playoffs when they down Cudahy 31-6. Phil Dadka talked about what a big win that was for them on the road. Cudahy hadn't lost at home in about 4 years, and went into the Cudahy's backyard and beat them. And then they knocked off Portage 27-23 in a good game to get here.
Yeah, they have had a great season, and you know, we're not just paying lip service. Both of these teams are outstanding football teams to get this far, and they have nothing to be ashamed of. They played great football all year, and they've represented their community and their school to the best of their ability, and just did an outstanding job. So we congratulate them both, not only the winners, but the losers on this end too.
Well, Hartung will kick off. And this ball is going to go out of bounds. You mentioned community service, and Joe Labuda pretty involved in getting his players involved in the community as well.
He does. He requires them to do a number of things. A couple activities this year. They play in the Metrodome every year, and what they did this year is sell these discount cards to restaurants to raise some money for about 8 busloads of elderly senior citizens to take them to the ball game in Minneapolis. And then they also painted a house, a homeless shelter, and a home for battered women in Menomonie. And so they're out in the community spreading some goodwill and sacrificing a little bit of their free time to help the community out.
Germantown takes over on the 38-yard line. Croat still in at quarterback. Going to the air, and he's got his man. That's number 21, Terry Coble.
Little out route and jumped out of bounds to stop the clock. They're going to go down swinging here, try to get a score, get some points on the board.
Pickup of 7 on the play, 2nd and 3.
Looks like Germantown has substituted some people here too, along with Menomonie, so you're getting all kinds of kids in here now. Start grabbing your roster, Jeff.
The handoff goes straight up the middle, and that's Steve Feidel, the fullback, a 5'9" senior.
Nice little fullback trap, got him a first down.
Double ball carrier straight ahead to midfield and a first down.
Wholesale substitution going on both sides of the ball.
First and 10.
Good for a lot of these kids to get a chance to get on the Camp Randall field and get a couple plays in here in this Division II championship game. Croat still in at quarterback. Looking to the air, and he's got Thomas very close. He has the first down inside the 40-yard line. Thomas comes up limping just a bit.
They've got him in the slot again. He runs a little out route. Nice delivery by Croat. Hits him in stride. Turns the ball upfield. He gets first down. Tackle him around the ankle. He have turned it or bruised it.
First and 10 from the 38, clock winding down, 1:44 to play. And the handoff goes inside to Fettel again and gets a few yards.
Fullback trap.
Mickelson in on the stop. State football finals are brought to you by the Wisconsin Cable Communications Association. The future is on cable. 2nd and 7 for Germantown. Croat looking to throw. Emerson Preston's got a lot of room in the middle of the field, all the way down to the 15-yard line before he was hit hard by Nate Cody.
Well, they had a double twin set on each side. He half rolled to the right, as you'll see in the replay here. Couldn't pick up his receiver right away and saw that open real estate and just took off.
We've got one more game to go after this, the Division I championship. Coming up at 2 o'clock, Marshfield at 11-2 versus Oak Creek. Oak Creek comes into the game undefeated. With 51 seconds left, Germantown takes a timeout, wants to talk things over, see if they can get one last drive in, get a score here in the second half.
Cody really tattooed Crowd on that last play.
This Menomonie defense has played well since actually early on in the second quarter. They made the adjustments and have held Germantown in check. And as we said earlier, Joe Labuda concerned about keeping the team away from the big play, Germantown. We talked about the Menomonie support. They brought 30 busloads of fans here. There's a look at them. Great support in Menomonie for their football team.
Yeah, their community really is a love affair with this program, and you'll see these names popping up over and over again. Younger brothers playing. It's a family thing, and it's really deeply ingrained in the community now.
And roughly 80 kids out for their football team. They dress about 80 kids here at Camp Randall. Croat going to the air, looking for Thomas in the end zone. He's got it. Penalty flag is down. We'll see if the play holds up, but like a great catch by Thomas in the end zone.
Here's a replay on it. We'll see what kind of penalty it is.
Chad Thomas on the coverage.
It's that half roll again. They force him out. He pulls up and throws. Now it's either face masking on or interference on Menomonie. I think that's what it is. There was some bumping going on there.
Chad Thomas bumped him a couple of times, but Germantown gets into the end zone with 44 seconds to play. And the extra point is good by Jerry Starner, and Warhawks have cut this lead to 29-14, so a late touchdown by Germantown. Some of the reserves getting a chance to play as well and get into the end zone.
Coach Labuda just got the obligatory ice water bath from his players. Now they're surrounding them to keep the hypothermia from hitting him.
I don't think he minds getting a little ice down his neck.
It is a little nippy here, though.
44 seconds to go. We mentioned Germantown, their kicker, Jerry Starner. Interesting story here. He's a guy who plays both soccer and football during the season. Goes to football practice first, gets his work in early, and then goes over to soccer. The soccer team practices a little bit later in the day, so he's playing soccer and football. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. That's a long day.
And Starner getting set to kick it off. Lee and Mickelson back, but Menomonie looking for the onside kick. A 6-play, 62-yard drive for Germantown. The 14-yard touchdown pass from Croat to Thomas. Starner with the kick, and it looks like they might have got it. Aiken had a shot at it, and the ball looked like it might have rolled out of bounds.
They also got an official there.
And one of the officials went rolling down the sideline. The official crew did a nice job. It's the Sam Van Riper crew out of Onalaska officiating this game. Of course, the officials earned their way to this game as well.
There's the onside again. We're going to get the scrum here as one official tries to get out of the way and buried by an onslaught of players. And it appears that Menomonie did recover.
And Menomonie does take over, so now it's just a matter of them running out the clock. They take over on their own 47-yard line and time basically to take a knee.
You called it, Coach. There's a fumble.
A fumble on the play, and look at that. Germantown gets the ball back. I've never seen a team take a knee and lose the ball on the exchange.
If they didn't have the victor already in their pocket, you'd see smoke coming out of Coach Labuda's ears. All we did was send you in to take a knee.
There were 35 seconds left. Germantown gets the ball back. Croat will still be in there at quarterback. Warhawks playing hard here till the end. And Menomonie with a little problem here getting enough players on the field. Joe Labuda trying to get as many kids as he can into this game, so he's just going to take a timeout to make sure that his defense is set. I mentioned Menomonie, as we said, they won the state in 93 and 95, and they also beat a pretty good team from Minnesota this year, Northfield from Minnesota, and that team will be playing for the state championship in Minnesota.
Yeah, they play a couple Minnesota schools every year, and depending upon how you interpret that, they have a tough time getting non-conference games in the state. And Joe likes to play some very good football teams early in the year, so he schedules the Minnesota games, and it's kind of a tune-up to show his kids what's down the road in the playoffs. And if they can get through those two games and play pretty good, it's a great confidence booster to catapult them through the rest of the season.
I tell you, they won at Northfield, and they had at Northfield their first loss at home in 6 years, though, so that was a big win for Menomonie.
Yeah, they got a nice little rivalry going interstate.
35 seconds to go. Croat still in at quarterback, going to the air, and nobody there, and he's going to be dropped at the 50-yard line.
And that should be the last play.
Germantown still does have one timeout left, but it doesn't look like they're gonna take it. They're just gonna head back to the huddle and let the clock run down. Time for maybe one more play for Germantown. Croat back to pass, looking for Thomas. He's got it, but then he lost the ball out of bounds, but that's going to do it.
That's the ball game.
Menomonie has its third state championship, 29-14 over Germantown. We'll take a break. Be back with the post-game activities after these messages from our statewide sponsors.
When the occasion is special and the performance exceptional, Jostens is the name to remember. For 100 years, Jostens has meant quality, craftsmanship, and customer service in preserving the memories of a lifetime. Jostens is proud of their partnership with Wisconsin high schools and remains committed to innovation and leadership. The name to trust is Jostens, the choice of champions.
I thought I wanted to buy a satellite dish, so I checked them out. Guess what I found? With satellites, you only get one thing on all your TVs.
It's the finicky gourmet.
Not a recipe for peace in our family.
Today, carrot soup.
Then I discovered the hidden costs. Installation, sports, movies, everything's extra. Then there's no local news. There's news from towns where you don't live, but your local news, weather, sports, you'll never know. Hey, check it out for yourself. Satellite TV, make sure you get all the facts.
A most impressive win for Menomonie, 29-14. The Indians are your Division II state champions. We're just about set here for the award ceremony. Ken, we talked about it earlier in the game. You talked about at the top of the telecast. It was a matter of whether or not Germantown could stay with the very physical Menomonie team, and it appeared at about maybe midway through the second quarter that physical approach by Menomonie was starting to take hold.
Yeah, it just wore them down a little bit. They got their, they got their first-string fullback knocked out there with an injury, and I think that was probably the straw that broke the camel's back. Even with Terry Stephen, it would have been a pretty good ball game, but with him out with the leg injury and then losing their fullback, it took away two important factors in their run-blocking attack, and they just about abandoned the run after that and attempted to throw the ball, and then every time Menomonie got an additional score, they had to just keep in that throwing mode to try to get back in the game, and it just didn't fit them.
Dennis Richards, Chuck Basting, and Doug Chickering from the WIAA set to hand out the awards. You take a look at the Germantown co-captains as they receive the trophy, and then Phil Datka will come out as well. As you said, a good year for Germantown and a good run to get here.
Yes, it was. Brought a lot of excitement back in the community, and it's always been an excellent program, and they had an outstanding year offensively and defensively, and some excellent ball players, and hats off to Phil Datka, his staff, and the Germantown football program.
Germantown just not quite able to get things going offensively against that Menomonie defense, but they will wrap up a fine season.
Very few teams do. I think if you look at their record and the scores in the playoffs, allowing 6 points, 14 points. I mean, their defense just got tougher and tougher the closer they got to Madison, culminating with a great defensive performance today.
On the other side of the field, we take a look at the Menomonie side, and this Menomonie High School is used to getting these state trophies. This will be number 3 in their trophy cabinet. As we said, they won it in 93, they won it in 95, and now they take home the trophy, the first place trophy again here in 1997. Really, this is one of the football dynasties, I guess, in the state of Wisconsin.
One of the better, if not the best program in the state. There's a number of them. Tommy Taraskin on Heartland Arrowhead's got an excellent program. Billy Young at Waukesha Memorial, but Menomonie year in and year out, one of the premier programs in the state of Wisconsin.
Joe Labuda and his crew celebrate their 3rd state championship. Menomonie with a 29-14 win. Just a reminder, Coming up next, the Division I championship game, Marshfield at 11-2 versus Oak Creek at 13-0. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you back here for the Division I championship.
The 22nd Annual State Football Finals are a sports exclusive of the WIAA State Network and have been brought to you by the Rural Insurance Companies, providing a full line of insurance products.
Proven to last longer. Better make it Duracell.
Molly! Molly! Oh my God, what happened? Molly!
Billy!
Jack!
Billy, get away from the fire!
She's seriously hurt here!
Man, she needs help. Molly, hang on, honey. Come on. It's Jack. Stay with me. Molly, stay with me. Come on.
Sorry, I could have got you hurt, Ben.
Lungs are okay. Look, Camille, you did fine. We're safe now.
Ben!
Glad we're alive.
Dr. Harris, I need you to take a look at this man right away.
All right.
Camille, has anybody checked you out?